Hi there, everybody. Good morning. Meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Tuesday morning here. It is a fairly quiet day for the majority of our area, but we do have a few showers and storms actually not even showing up on Futurecast right along our warm front here, basically from just east of O'Neill all the way down to just east of Lincoln to Falls City. There are some broken showers and thunderstorms, even one little severe storm just northeast of Columbus this morning. So it's outside of our area. Most of us, we've just got some passing clouds that are going to move through, especially with this cold front as it comes through very quickly today. It's going to move through. I'm going to play this out kind of slow here. You can see the best chance of rain today, at least this morning and early afternoon, is going to be across northern Nebraska. We'll see some passing clouds as the front comes through. And look at the winds. Out of the south initially, ahead of the front, pretty breezy. Gusts up to 30 or 35 miles per hour. And then behind the front, winds will turn northwesterly and then westerly. And some of the strongest winds will actually be way out west. Gusts could exceed 40 miles per hour here over western Nebraska today. Maybe gusts to 35 miles per hour in central Nebraska. But this cold front could trigger some mid to late afternoon showers and thunderstorms, but by the time they fire up, they'll be mostly over the far eastern parts of the area. So I don't think we'll see any moisture in the Tri-Cities today. Maybe still some continued light moisture up north. But showers and thunderstorms, your best chance is going to be right in here, Highway 81 and eastward. And then they'll move to the east by about supper time or so. And we're quiet the rest of the night. The winds will calm down a little bit tonight. And then eventually clouds will build in overnight, even a couple of showers possible early tomorrow morning. Showers and isolated thunderstorms are possible tomorrow. Pretty low severe weather risk, though. Kind of a cooler day. But with us, more stable air, I think our chances of severe weather are fairly low. Not zero, but fairly low. Some models are a little more aggressive than this with the showers and thunderstorms, but certainly I think the bigger risk is going to be down to our south, closer to a warm front, which will begin to lift northward. The biggest question is how far north can it get and at what time does it get there? All right, now this model is not, they really have anything moving into our area until later in the evening hours when it comes to that threat down south right here. Meanwhile, other showers and thunderstorms with a low-end chance of severe weather, mainly hail, but then could be a wind gust threat later in the night. Also, pockets of heavier rainfall could lead to some isolated flooding out there. I do still think the biggest threat is going to be closer to this warm front, though, tomorrow evening for seeing some severe weather. And then later in the night and into Thursday morning, that lifts off to the northeast. We'll see quieter weather as that system moves on to our east and out of our area. So severe weather threats. And we'll see this updated throughout the day today, but right now I do think the best chance is obviously going to be here in the orange shaded level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk of severe storms. That mostly just includes the extreme southeast corner of the local 4 viewing area. Large hail, severe wind gusts, and isolated tornadoes are all possible. I think the chances are much, much lower in these areas here in the green and the yellow, the level 1 and the level 2 with risk. And I know the other day we had a marginal risk in central Nebraska and had some strong tornadoes. This is not that kind of a deal. I think the cold front comes through too early. And even eastern Nebraska, the threat is not as high as what we had back on Friday of last week. So I know we're a lot kind of trigger happy right now with the way things played out last week. This is not a repeat of that by any means here. Like I said, I think most of us, the chances of severe weather are fairly low. But as you look at the risks here, this is the tornado threat here. And like I said, I'm a little iffy on eastern Nebraska having this much of a tornado threat. Maybe here to the southeast here, a little bit better chance here. The hail threat's probably the biggest threat with the storms that fire up. And then the wind gust threat is also a little higher there to the east as well here. Tomorrow, this is probably a better chance for severe weather for our area, but even then I think the best chance is mostly going to be in our Kansas counties if the cold front can lift far enough north. This is where all modes of severe weather would be possible. Severe wind gusts, large hail, a golf ball size or larger, and isolated tornadoes are possible if the front can lift north early enough in the evening hours. North of the boundary, it's mostly a hail threat and maybe some severe wind gusts, but the threat gets lower the farther north and northwest you go. Looking at highs today, going to top out only in the 60s in the northwest part of the state, but most of us will see 70s for highs still, even despite the cold front coming in, and some low and mid 80s off towards the southeast. Tonight's lows will be a little bit cooler than this morning. We'll drop back into the 40s to near 50 degrees. And then looking ahead to your day on Wednesday, we're looking at highs that'll be cooler. In fact, this is going to be most of the rest of the week for us. Highs in the 60s, a little bit more stable air for us here. Tomorrow night, 40s and 50s for lows. And then back to the 60s, even some upper 50s to the northwest on Thursday, maybe some near 70 in the southeast. As we look at the long-range forecast, you can see air a little more stable here. Still not a, can't rule out the severe weather threat, though, here for late Wednesday into Wednesday night. That'll wrap up Thursday morning. We'll get a break here for most of Thursday and most of Friday as well. Friday night into Saturday is our next chance of rain and thunderstorms. Highs back into the 60s, so pretty close to, if not slightly below average. And then as we get into the second half of the weekend and early next week, maybe some more chances of rain and thunderstorms. But as temperatures warm up, maybe there's more instability and maybe we get better chances of severe weather down the road. The active weather pattern does look like it's going to stick around somewhat down the road here. Well, as we look at the long-range forecast for the Tri-Cities, you can see temperatures will be cooling off after today quite a bit. But then as we get into next week, we'll see those temperatures start to rise back up well into the 70s once again next week. I didn't get the 7-day forecast for the North Platte area done, so we're just going to show you the 10-day forecast for the North Platte area, which is very similar anyway. I think your severe weather threats are fairly low. But again, after today, cooling off, and then next week warming up a little bit. Let's show you some of the long-range models. Here's the North American model. And again, there's the chance of storms later today, mainly confined to eastern Nebraska and then to our east. Tomorrow's chances, again, we get the kind of the gloomy weather, the rain, the isolated thunderstorms, but then focusing on thunderstorms firing up late in the day across northern Kansas and moving into southeast Nebraska. That's where your best severe weather threat is going to be, right there. And then down the road, that'll move on Thursday morning, and then down the road, not much through Friday at least here. Looking at the European model, there is later today, eastern Nebraska, the main chance. Tomorrow, we'll mostly focus severe weather in Kansas and maybe southern Nebraska. We'll get some pockets of heavier rainfall overnight, though. And then that moves out Thursday morning. We've got some more chances of rain Friday night and Saturday morning, and then maybe again Sunday and Monday. So the somewhat active weather pattern does look to stick around, but I'm not really seeing anything that really screams out severe weather for at least our immediate area. Right now, of course, that could change. Let's take a look at the GFS here. And again, eastern Nebraska later today. And then we look at tomorrow. Kansas, southeast Nebraska, the best chance of severe weather. Moving out Thursday morning. Another chance of rain and thunderstorms, probably non-severe though, Friday night into Saturday. Another chance Sunday and into Monday. And we'll get some more chances down the road here of showers and thunderstorms. But again, a little iffy on how that'll play out when it comes to the severe weather threat right now down the road. So, well, I want to thank you all for watching on this Tuesday morning. I'll see you all again on Wednesday with all the latest. Until then, talk to you all later. Take care. Bye.